Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel, Just Bookish Things. Today I'm going to do my June wrap-up and July TBR. Before we get into the video, I am going to just let you guys know that next week I'm not going to have any videos posted because I'm going to a summer camp, and so that's why I am doing my wrap-up so early. I know there's still a week left of June, but that week I'm going to be gone and I'm not going to be doing any reading. So let's go ahead and get into this video. So the first book I read in the month of June, or well, I listened to, was the audiobook of The Timekeeper by Mitch Albom. It's a story about the first person to first start measuring time, and then how in return he became Father Time as like a curse, and how he is trying to break the curse by teaching to people in our time period the importance of time and the importance of not wasting time. I really enjoyed the aspect of, or the message behind it of, we only have so much time in our lives, so we need to use it wisely, and instead of trying to find more time or trying to wish for less time, just enjoy the time that we have on this planet, because we don't know how much we have left. You know, today might be our last day on the planet, so you know, use today wisely. I don't know if I would ever reread it. I did enjoy it, but I don't think I enjoyed it quite enough to reread it. It has impacted me, and I think I will remember it for a long time, but I'm not 100% sure I will reread it, so that's one reason why instead of giving it 5 stars, I only gave it 4 stars. So the next book the next 3 books I read in the month of June were all graphic novels. So the first one I read was Lumberjanes Volume 1, and this is a graphic novel series about these girls who, I think they're like something similar to Girl Scouts, like somewhere between like a Girl Scout, Boy Scout kind of thing. Like they look and dress like Girl Scouts, like they have like the more of a Girl Scout uniform, but they kind of do a lot more like the outdoorsy things like you normally associate with Boy Scouts. But they're at this summer camp and weird things are happening. There's like monsters and weird things like that, and they kind of go on adventures trying to figure out why these things are happening. And I really enjoyed it. I gave it 4.5 stars out of 5. I really loved them. I thought they were a lot of fun. I think I would read them again. I don't really know, but I really enjoyed them. I definitely want to read the others in the series. I also read Volume 2 this month, and basically it's just a continuation of their journey to finding what the reason behind all these monsters and stuff like that. I really do want to read the next ones in the series. I think there's like 5 of them. I think there's 5 volumes. I'm not 100% sure, but I would really love to read them, and I just really enjoyed them. I definitely recommend them if you're maybe new to graphic novels, or you like kind of more of the fun, whimsical graphic novels instead of like a really kind of like not really hardcore but more deep graphic novels. I would definitely recommend the Lumberjanes series. They're really good. And then the third book the fourth book I read and the third graphic novel I read was the second book to the Amulet series, and it is called The Stonekeeper's Curse by Kazu Kibuishi, I think is how it's pronounced. This is the first one, and I have the physical copy of the first one, but I don't have a physical copy of the second one. This is a graphic novel series, a middle grade graphic novel series about these 2 siblings, a brother and a sister, who find this kind of magical world in their great-grandfather's old house. And their mom gets kind of taken into that world, and they go to look for her, and then just more adventures ensue. They find out about this magic system with these stones, and the people who can kind of control them are known as stonekeepers, and the girl finds out that she is a stonekeeper, and from there their journey kind of takes place. And so I really loved the first one. I read this one I think 2 years ago and I absolutely adored it, and I haven't been able to find any of the others since. But then I found the second one at my library and I really loved it. I gave the second one 5 out of 5 stars. I absolutely adore it. I think it's just so much fun and so whimsical. I would definitely recommend it for people who have never read graphic novels before, because they go by really fast and they're not too, like, I guess not necessarily detailed, but they're not kind of like really deep, like I was saying earlier about the Lumberjanes. It's very fun, very whimsical, but at the same time it's a really good story. And so I really enjoyed it. I want to get all of them in this series because I just absolutely love them and I can't wait to read the rest. And then the last book I read in June was also an audiobook, and it was The Life-Changing Magic of Tidying Up by Marie Kondo. I had seen this like all over the place, everywhere. I'd keep getting recommendations for it on everything. So I decided I'd go ahead and just borrow the audiobook from my library and listen to it. And it was okay. I didn't absolutely adore it. Obviously, it's a book about just kind of Marie Kondo's method of tidying and getting rid of clutter. I thought it was good. I only gave it like 3 stars, and really I think it's more like a 2.5 to 3, somewhere in there. It was very, very repetitive for one thing. It was just really annoying. The author kind of made herself seem very like high and mighty, like she knows everything, and I understand that her job is literally going in and helping people clean out their houses, but she was very uppity about it, and I didn't really like that. It was really annoying. Like I said, everything was repetitive throughout, like the last half of the book for sure was all basically her saying the exact same thing over and over again, and I couldn't stand it. The only thing that I actually really got out of it was the categories she used for cleaning stuff. So she was saying instead of going from room to room and cleaning, to instead go from like category to category. So like start with like clothes and then maybe do books and just kind of go through those. And that was the only thing that was really useful to me, and I kind of already knew that, so it was kind of pointless, I guess. I don't know. I think if you don't know how to clean, or you really enjoy her method of tidying up and decluttering and everything, then you may like it, but personally for me, I didn't really get anything out of it, and I kind of thought the narration was really annoying. And it wasn't that I didn't like the person narrating the audiobook, I didn't like the writing of the book itself. I would have thought the narration was annoying no matter if I read it in a physical copy or if I listened to it. So yeah, so there's my thoughts on that. But that is all the books I read in June. So it was 5 books, I believe. So I'm going to go ahead and get into what I'd like to read in July. So I'm not actually going to do like a TBR, like I'm going to read these this month kind of thing. I'm just going to show you some of the books that I want to read soon. So the first book I want to read or finish reading is Rook by Sharon Cameron. I am about halfway through it, as you can see. Yeah. So I am enjoying it so far. I really like it. It basically takes place in the future, and some kind of like mechanical disaster has occurred, and so in this world they don't really use machinery anymore. This takes place in Paris and kind of the areas around Paris, and it follows this girl, Sophia. She goes in and she saves prisoners that the essentially dictator is trying to murder for treason, simply because they want to follow the old ways and think what he's doing is not right. Yeah, so it kind of follows her doing that and trying to stay out of trouble and things like that. And I really like it. I enjoy it. I think as of right now, I'd probably give this like a 3.5 to 4, somewhere around in there. I really do enjoy it, and I can't wait to finish it in July. The next book I would like to get to sometime soon, hopefully this month. I'm taking a trip at the end of July, and so I'm going to be on a plane, and I want to have a long book to read. So the book that I chose is The Black Prism by Brent Weeks. I tried to read this in April for the Tome Topple-a-thon, but I never actually got around to reading it. I think I read like the first 4 chapters, I think. And then I just put it down, took it back to my library. I just didn't need it anymore, and I knew I wasn't going to read it because I was just too busy to read during April and May. So I really do want to read this one because I have the other 4. Well, right now I have the other 2. What am I saying? There's 4 in the series, and I have the first 3, and then I'm getting the 4th in July when the paperback version comes out, simply because I want them all in paperback, and I don't want any of them in hardback, because I really like these like really floppy, big fantasy paperbacks. I think they're just fun to read, and I love them. But yeah, so I want to go ahead and start, like, I'm just going to restart this book, start from the beginning, and read it all the way through, and hopefully I can finish that in July. And the last book I'd like to get to sometime, I don't know if I'm going to get it done in July, but if I somehow end up reading both of these in July, I want to read this one as well, and it's going to be a reread for me, and that is Anne of Green Gables by Ellen Montgomery. I read this, I think I was in like 6th grade, I think, and I really enjoyed it. And I recently watched the Netflix series Anne with an E, which is basically the TV adaptation of this book, and I really liked it, and I decided I wanted to go ahead and reread it and just kind of go back through the whole adventures that Anne has and kind of her growing up. Also, I'd like to read the others in the series, so I decided that because I've never read the others in the series before. When I first read this, I didn't even know that it was part of a series, but then I recently found out that it is part of a series. So I'd like to go ahead and read this one again and see if I still like it, because I read it when I was probably about Anne's age. So I want to read it now as an adult and see if I still like it. Also, this copy is really pretty and I really like it. So yeah, so those are all the books that I read in June and all of the books that I plan to read in July. So let me know what you guys read in June or what you guys plan on reading in July. And I hope you guys are having a wonderful day, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!